Thank you very much.
We should start, right? Or maybe, let's give it one more minute. Bienvenidos, comisionados de la Junta Escolar, superintendente, estudiantes, familias y amigos, a la celebración del mes de la Agencia Hispana del Rochester, Distrito de Rochester, Nueva York. Nuestra lema, honrar a nuestros estudiantes y conectar nuestras comunidades. Estamos aquí como una comunidad para apoyar a nuestros niños. Nos sentimos orgullosos de sus logros y estamos aquí para celebrar sus éxitos. Welcome, school board commissioners. I know our superintendent isn't here. Parents, students, staff, and community representatives to the Rochester City School District Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, honoring our scholars and connecting our community. We're here to support our scholars as a community and to welcome our community volunteers who give back to support our children and families. We are proud of your accomplishments and are excited to celebrate your success. Will all the scholars being honored and recipients of award please stand up? Let's give them a round of applause. You may have a seat. I'd like to welcome our School Board Commissioner Vice President, Cynthia Elliott. Please welcome Ms. Elliott.
Thank you so very much. Good evening. Is it ¿Cómo está?
Bienvenidos.
And that's about it, except ¿Cómo se llama? But that's my next goal after I finish my dissertation. That's one of the next things that I want to do. You know, we have a pretty large Hispanic population in our community, and I want to be able to also be able to communicate in their language. So that's my personal goal. But let me welcome you here and congratulations to the scholars here. Amazing work, great work. I know your parents are absolutely proud of you. We welcome you to the Rochester Board of Education, where we like to do this every October and celebrate other groups of people as well. So we thank you. Let me just have for the parents, if you wouldn't mind standing so that we can celebrate you of the scholars. Please stand. And I'm sure you've heard the African proverb that it takes a village. So in addition to parents, I know there's community, I know there's your churches, and of course, those of us who are here that want to see your children excel and become career and college ready. And I believe that everybody who's a scholar in here tonight, that that's going to be their goal, and I believe with all of my heart that they will achieve it. Before I turn the program over, I do want to recognize my colleagues and my president, President White. And would you stand, please? I saw Commissioner Cruz, Commissioner Adams. I don't know if anybody else has arrived yet. I believe the rest of them are on their way from work. But thank you for coming and participating in this auspicious occasion for our young people. You know, it's nothing like young people. So thank you for coming, and we will move on to, I believe, remarks from Brenda Gallivan. The superintendent, I understand, is on his way from Geneseo, so he will be coming in and making remarks. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Muchísimas gracias, Commissioner Elliott. We appreciate you making an effort to say one word in Spanish. I'd like to welcome Brandon Gallivan, Executive Director of ELL, who will share a few words with all of you.
Buenas tardes. So I want to start by thanking Nidia and Delia and a whole bunch of other people for making this event, this great annual celebration, happen this evening. I love this time of year, Hispanic Heritage Month, a month of celebrating similarities, beautiful difference, a month of tremendous events that take place across the district. And it always reminds me, as I mentioned at this time last year, that we in the United States, we take great pride in having a kind of dual identity. We're proud of being Puerto Rican and American, Cuban American, Dominican American, Irish American. These last weeks, we've seen this pride displayed in many different and joyful ways. It's a month dedicated to the cultures that make up our Spanish-speaking world and our communities. And we see this all bubble out in dance and music and art. And by the way, the music was beautiful. We also take time all year round, but at this time of year to tell stories and be proud of who we are and where we are. But of course, we're proud of who we are 365 days a year. One of the things I think about too is the second half of the dual identity. We're Puerto Rican and we're American. What's American? And for me, I guess I think about it as that shared experience, that blending that happens. For example, when I was a little boy, I was an altar boy, and Father Rodriguez would often ask me to serve the Spanish language mass. He'd say, you know, curly hair, you'll be okay. People will think you're Hispanic. It's good. And I love to serve that. And I think as a boy, I loved to serve that because Father Rodriguez was a very good man, but also because Father Rodriguez gave a really quick mass. It was 35 minutes. Monsignor Harrington was about an hour and 15. But that was my experience. My experience and my looking back on church as a boy, it's bilingual. My son's experience, he plays baseball. When he's on the mound pitching, it's a full count. He's always heard both, relax, you got this, Finn, and con calma, Finn, con calma. Sí, tú puedes, papi, tú puedes. Or sometimes, más duro, más duro. So, I don't speak Spanish, I speak baseball. And so, for him, this experience isn't Hispanic. This experience isn't Spanish. This experience is baseball. This is part of what he thinks of when he thinks of baseball. Finn, with his Irish name, for Finn, baseball exists in Spanish and English. It's just the way it is. This Hispanic heritage has shaped him, and it shapes all of us who live in our Rochester communities. My wife and I were looking at pictures of Finn and his friends, Jamir, Haji, Tareem, Jose, Pasquale, and my son Finbar. Now that's a lineup of names you won't hear in too many of our suburban districts, but that's what we have here. And I can tell you that each one of those boys is sure about who they are and proud of who they are. And they're enriched every day because they came together. That's the beauty. That's part of the beauty of our schools and our communities, this coming together. And that's why we're here tonight, to come together. So we've all come here tonight to come together to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, and more importantly, some really exceptional individuals. I don't know if any of you had a chance to read the bios on the walls out there just before the entrance. These are really impressive people that we're honoring tonight. All these people have worked hard, and in some cases worked hard over many years to dedicate themselves to their communities or to be exceptional students, to be well-rounded exceptional students who also give to their communities. So I'm humbled. It's an honor for me to be here, to be among many people who will extend gratitude, thanks, appreciation, and congratulations to these exceptional people and these exceptional children, these exceptional students. So I say with much excitement, thank you for all you do, and congratulations to you for being rightfully honored this evening.
Gracias. Thank you, Brandon. And now we have Dr. Borjan Vargas, our superintendente.
Gracias, Nidia. I'll be very brief. It's sort of like when they only give us a month to celebrate the Hispanic History Month. So I just want to say thank you to each one of you for being here. To us as a district, part of our values is to celebrate each other's culture, not just the Latino. It's happened to be that this is the month for that we have set apart to highlight the attribute or the contribution that the Latino student bring to the district and also the Latino community bring to Rochester. One day I was having a discussion with someone, and they were looking at Latino from a deficit perspective and our students. And I say, what would the Rochester City School District look like without the Latino students? How many of us would not be here as a result? Because the point that I was making, that we're here to serve and to raise the next generation of citizens as a teachers, as administrator, this district would be, I would argue, less rich than what it is without the culture and the ability that we bring to teach about culture and history and also the values, so appreciation and understanding for one another. Last but not least, I said this because lately the Latino community had to defend their place in America. And one of the challenges is, and we do know, we should not take it for granted. If we are celebrating our history, our contribution is for a reason. And the reason is that there have been times, particularly Mexican citizens of Mexican descent who were sent back to Mexico. So we don't take lightly when someone we're sending you back. We know that has happened in this great nation. And this is something that we need to teach our children. We need to remind our community. And for that, I am thankful to the people who put this event. Nadia, I know that you've been doing this for how many, 20 years? 25. 25. So let's hear for Nadia. Well, Nadia for 25, I know that that others have been here for longer. But let me just say thank you on behalf of the school district. We are proud of the diversity of this district, and we celebrate the diversity that each child brings to us. And today, this is a special occasion to celebrate the gift and talent and rich culture that our Latino students and community bring to the district and to Monroe County. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vargas. Muchas gracias. And now I'd like to just bring forward Carrion's trio, Luis Carrion Diaz, Orlando Nunez, y Juan Goyazo, who are going to play 2 songs for us. Are they out there or did they disappear? I just wanted to mention quickly that we need to be conscious of what's going on with the Latino agenda, because I have already been stopped and questioned whether or not I was a citizen and of Mexican origin. And we need to be cognizant of the fact that as Puerto Ricans, we know we're citizens, but that doesn't mean that what's happening with Latinos and the Mexican and the issues of what's going on with citizens that are citizens versus non-citizen, it does have an impact on all of us. So try to keep conscious of how can we work together and promote and support the need to be united. I just wanted to mention quickly that Luis is a student from School of the Arts, and he started this trio. He's a senior, and my understanding that he'll move on to study at MCC for 2 years, and then he wants to pursue 2 more years, and he's still thinking about what college he plans to attend, and I'm wondering what happened to them. They were here. They knew they were going to play. Celebrate. Why are we all here this evening? We know that we're here because of our Hispanic scholars. We're so proud of you. I want to talk about the students. The students that have maintained a 4.0 and above. We know that we've been facing a lot of challenges in our district, but it's so important to acknowledge the kids that are doing the right thing. So I want to give you another round of applause. And Luis, Orlando, and Juan, we're asking you to play at least 2 songs. Please, thank you. Lift our spirits. I may even ask our superintendent if he'll get up and dance. Belén, ven acá y canta conmigo. Qué bonito bandera, qué bonito bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Qué bonito bandera, qué bonito bandera, qué bonito bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña.
Qué lindo suena ese cuatro puertorriqueño.
Qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. Vaya. Un merenguito. Un merenguito. Okay. Epa. Wow, that was great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give them another round of applause. Cadeones Trio. Muchas gracias. Thank you. And now, special awards presentation. I'm going to ask School Board Commissioner Mary Adams to please come forward for the Roberto Clemente Student Award. Brian Rodriguez, our student who's receiving this award, if you can please come forward with your principal if she's here, Avery DeToy, and the parents of Brian Rodriguez. Can you please come forward? He's not here. I would have gone to his house to check in to see what's going on. Today's attendance day, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Brian doesn't miss.
Okay, I hope everything is okay with him.
Thank you.
So.
Yep. So I'm honored to present the Roberto Clemente Award. Described as a wonder student, Brian is a 7th grade student who joined the Roberto Clemente School No. 8 community in the 4th grade. He currently has A+ across the board and maintained a 3-year daily attendance of 99.5%. See? So what is this? Essentially 100%. So we had to make him human, right? He achieved humanity today. Mr. Rodriguez is a student leader. Last year, he participated in student-led learning walks to provide a student perspective on active engagement in the classroom. He is also a member of the school's community engagement team and the Roberto Clemente School No. 8 student leadership. Mr. Rodriguez is a great classmate who works with all students. He engages with his classmates and offers to help those who are struggling academically. During the expanded learning time, he provides assistance with the computers, learning new programs, and those struggling with computer vocabulary. Various teachers have said the following to describe Mr. Rodriguez. The more I observed Brian, the more I realized how devoted he was to helping others. He respects his education, his family, and all the adults who support him. An exceptional student who is already planning toward the future of his working with Bethesda software. I have always found Brian to be a dignified young man. So those were some quotes from his educators. Mr. Rodriguez upholds the spirit of Roberto Clemente based on his exemplary leadership and civic engagement at school. Please join us in congratulating Mr. Brian Rodriguez as he receives the Roberto Clemente Award. And I'm sure that his principal will convey our honoring of him and give him his award. Thank you.
I'm sorry he's not here, because he certainly deserves this.
I hope he's okay because he seems so excited about receiving the award. Our next award recipient is Alexandra Cruz for the Volunteer Youth Award. If she can please come forward, our Commissioner Jose Cruz, Principal Vicky Ramos, and the parents of Alexandra Cruz. Can you please come forward?
Good evening. Uf, tan mal. No comieron arroz con habichuela hoy, ¿qué pasó? Buenas tardes. Lo pongo a bailar merengue ya ahorita, ¿sabe? Me duele un riñón ya. Thank you, and tell them if we don't get some enthusiasm, we're going to have everybody dancing merengues, right? So, yeah, the superintendent can move. With Beleng, anybody can move. It's a real pleasure to be here, and I just want to say how proud we are of the folks that are part of this night, are part of the school year, who are role models in our district, because what you have tonight is a group of people who've actually proved that regardless of all the negative things they hear, some people do make it in our district. Yes. Right? Regardless of all the bad press and regardless of all of the stories that we hear, we have students in our district who do make it. We have students in our district who have great families, who care for them, who nurture them, who make sure they get to that doorway at school every single day. And that's important. And one of the things that we hold true and we hold very high in our understanding of what it is to be a Latino is our love for family, our love for our children, our love for our grandparents, our love for our mothers and fathers. And that holds us together as a glue that no other glue can hold together. And I think what we're looking at tonight is what happens when you bring all those things together. So congratulations to you, congratulations to the families. And I think when you walk away tonight, think about this. How do we affect and bring the same kinds of positive things that have happened in the families tonight, how do we bring them to our other families who are maybe struggling, who are having a difficult time? And how do we get them to where they need to be at the next level? And whatever we can do as a district to make sure that happens, we will commit ourselves wholeheartedly, 100% to do. So without further ado, Alessandra Cruz, which is a very nice name, by the way. Alessandra, no Cruz. We are no relation, right? I don't know you. We're not family. Oh, yeah. So, yo soy de Utuado. Ponce? Okay. Del otro lado. So it's okay. Alessandra Cruz. It's interesting because in Puerto Rico, we're all bound by our towns, right? So if you say I'm a Cruz from Utuado, somewhere along the line, you've got a cousin somewhere, right? If you're right? If you're a Rivera from Ponce, you're gonna have 1,000 cousins. All right. Alessandra Cruz is graduating senior from James Monroe High School, best high school in Rochester, by the way. Right? All right. And Vicki did not pay me to say that, by the way. She's earning a Regents diploma and maintaining high honor roll all through high school with rigorous coursework. Her volunteer work, which is phenomenal, is extensive, includes several initiatives. For 2.5 years, she has served as member vice president, currently as the president of Monroe High School Red Cross Club. As a leader and member of the club, participated in the Holiday Heroes campaign, trained in disaster preparedness, provided disaster preparedness training for elementary schools at Children's School number 15, and trained in the Pillowcase Initiative. And that's an educational program to teach children how to make sure that they are prepared for emergencies and help their loved ones get ready too. The club also plans to train elementary schools in the Pillowcase Initiative this fall as well. Phenomenal. In addition to the Red Cross Club, Ms. Cruz has coordinated and volunteered at a Thanksgiving and holiday food drive for needy families, and the Ghoul Grams, right. The event to raise money for Breast Cancer Coalition in Rochester, and at the end of the month, she will be working with homeless veterans to ensure that they receive support and appropriate resources. She also plans to lead a blood drive in December. God, you are phenomenal. She recently started, and she's got time to do more stuff. She recently started an internship with Rochester General Hospital to develop her skills and explore the medical field. Be a doctor? Nurse, okay. All right, we'll get you there to the doctor. That's just one step to get to the doctor. She enjoys being a patient care technician and working with diverse patients. She wants to attend the University of Rochester with the ultimate goal of becoming a nurse. She also enjoys reading her favorite mystery series, Mortal Instruments. She credits her parents for inspiring her by stating, and I love this, both Mommy and Papi have always inspired me to work hard for what I want and to never give up. Nice. They raised me to be respectful and to know right and wrong and not allow myself to be influenced by others, Ms. Cruz said. And she also has a younger sister and an older brother. Her message to fellow students is, don't get influenced so early and have a mind of your own with common sense. Amen. Amen. Right. And she finishes that up by saying, know right from wrong, and you will succeed. Please join us in giving a great welcome. Congratulations to Alessandra Cruz as she receives the Volunteer Youth Award.
It's all right. You can do it. Here, we'll put this here.
All right. I would like to say thank you to everyone who stood by me and taught me that life is more than receiving, but also giving back. Thank you to my family and everyone that's here with me today. One thing volunteering taught me was that you can change someone's life by doing so little that sometimes you don't realize it. Only by smiling at someone while walking down the street, you can brighten up their whole day. One message to the community and other students here is to try and contribute, not only in your community, but also your society in a positive way, even if it is by just smiling at somebody. Thank you.
Dios te bendiga, mamá. We get a picture with your parents. Take a picture with her. Okay. Congratulations, Alexandra Cruz, y gracias a los padres. And now I'm going to ask our Commissioner, Melissa Campos, who will present the Academic Excellence Achievement Award to Daimarelis Lara. Did I say that right? Where is she? Is she here? Ay, muchacha, ven acá. Yo pensaba que tú no ibas a venir. Gracias.
It's Daimarelis. Okay. And is your principal here? Who's here for you?
Can we have the principal come forward if she's still here?
Where is your family?
Please come forward.
Okay, where and family?
Family?
Family, and where's Uma? Oh, there she is. She's coming up. So I like to read these ahead of time, and holy smokes, this woman, this young lady, come closer, don't hide behind me. You're the spotlight over here. She is wise beyond her years, and she has coraje, so much courage, and what just fills my heart is the past two were women, but also women in STEM. So it's just amazing to have these wonderful, wonderful women that are lighthouses in our community, and ellas son lo mejor de nuestro. So let me tell you about Ms. Lara, who's getting the Academic Excellence Achievement Award. She's a 10th grader at Wilson. Come on over here, Uma. Yeah, at Wilson Magnet High School. And she was born and raised in Rochester by her single mother, who is from Cuba. Her goal is to apply and be accepted into the IB program at Wilson as she maintains a GPA of 4.45. Yeah, right? Amazing. That's right. That's my girl, she says. Her favorite subject is math, and she loves to read. Her favorite book is 365 Days and Staying Strong because it helps her when facing challenges and barriers. That's why I said courage and wisdom. One of her favorite moments at Wilson was at a school assembly where she enjoyed being a part of a positive camaraderie with her fellow classmates. So you're all heart, aren't you? Oh gosh, I just love her. Oh dear. All right. In addition to her love for math and reading, she enjoys singing, playing soccer, and being active with the American Red Cross Leadership Program, which assists her with college readiness and leadership development. She's also very proud to be bilingual and bicultural while growing up in Rochester. She was raised to always do her best in order to honor her family. Her aunt is her inspiration because she's wise and always there for her. Aww. However, her mom is her source of pride and joy as she serves dual roles as both mom and dad. Let's give them some appreciation, right? Ms. Lara aspires to attend the U of R or Stanford in California to study anesthesiology. She's determined to work diligently, and given she will be the first in her family to pursue college. Her message to if I could just applaud through this entire thing, I would. Her message to fellow students is, think about your future and forget about your past. Please join us to congratulate Daimarelis Lara as she receives the Academic Excellence Achievement Award. Go ahead, and then we'll take the picture.
I want to say thank you to my mom and my aunt. My aunt for waking me up at 6 in the morning, even when I keep saying 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and getting me to school, and always pushing me to do my best. And my mom for always being there for me, and my family for always caring about me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Damarelis Lara. Muchas gracias. And next, we have our Commissioner Willa Powell, who will present the Volunteer Education Award to my sister, Annette Ramos. Can you please come forward, Annette? Have your daughter, Aurora, your husband, Carmelo, Grandma Jane, Stephanie, please come forward. All the friends, goddess sisters, if you're here, come forward, please.
Good evening. We have a little stage management here. Just one brief pause while we get everyone up here to celebrate with Annette. Okay, I'm Willa Powell. I'll be reading the credentials for the Volunteer Education Award. As a bilingual educator, Annette Ramos has devoted her career to ensuring equitable educational and artistic opportunities for all learners from around the world. It is her mission to utilize her leadership skills to advocate for greater opportunities for Latino students and artists. For 3 decades, Annette has carried out these interests through her work with the community arts organizations dedicated to issues of education, youth empowerment programs, and dual language performing arts. She is currently the Associate Director of Education and Community Engagement for the Rochester Broadway League and the co-founder and Executive Director of the Rochester Latino Theater League. Throughout the years, Ms. Ramos has provided numerous services to the Rochester City School District community, including facilitating dozens of performances at our schools focused on Hispanic heritage and early childhood literacy, donated over $1,000 worth of costumes and art supplies to the Avenue D dancers and the Avenue D Recreation Center and the students at the Children's School. And she has provided in-kind professional development to many of our teachers and staff, conducted workshops for several community-based organizations, colleges, universities, and businesses. And this year, she is coordinating a theater production group at Enrico Fermi School Number 17. Ms. Ramos is energized by her love for the arts, humanities, and volunteer efforts to help educate our youth, families, and community. Please join us in congratulating Ms. Annette Ramos as she receives the Volunteer Education Award for her spirit of volunteerism in the schools and the community. Are you ready to read? Thank you, speech?
I do.
Good,
Just
good,
a very short one.
Very good.
Bienvenidos. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. We make a living by what we do, but we make a life by what we give. Although Winston Churchill first said those words, it was my mother, Herminia Cabrera Aguilar, that taught me how to embody and live those words and to be of service in my community. You see, It was in our culture, our DNA. We didn't call it volunteerism. We called it ayúdalo, help them. Whether it was a plate of rice and beans or a warm winter jacket, Mommy showed me how to be of service in any big or small way. When I first moved to Rochester, Nydia and John Rodriguez welcomed me, and immediately she gave me a job. Come and join Borinquen Dance Theater on an advisory board. And from that moment on, doors have opened to me to be of service and to share my creative and artistic talents. But I couldn't do it alone. I have a whole village of people. I have a whole village of people who have nurtured me and supported me when I thought I couldn't or didn't have anything to give. Just like the young lady Miss Cruz talked about, it's as simple as a smile or a gesture or a kind word when someone needs it exactly at the right time. My work now with the Rochester Broadway Theater League will continue to open doors and to pave the way for our city children to be engaged in high artistic experiences. And I want to thank my husband and my daughter because they put up with me on the worst and the high notes. But most especially, I want to thank the thousands of children that I have had the honor and the distinct privilege to have taught, and most especially, to have learned from. Thank you.
You want to get a picture over there?
Congratulations, Annette Ramos. Thank you. I'm going to ask Commissioner Cynthia Elliott to please come forward to present the Community Service Award to Wilfredo Irizarry. Can Mrs. Irizarry come forward, please? Because I think he's not here, correct? So please come forward in the family, the daughter, who's ever here, please.
Thank you, Nydia. It gives me great honor to make this award because of the work that I do in the community every day. There's nothing like community service, and there's nothing like partners to partner with you in this community service, because I think, as we've all said before, we can't do this by ourselves. So as Nydia mentioned, the recipient of this award is Wilfredo Irizarry. Are you working on Irizarry? You his wife, Mrs. Irizarry? All right. Wilfredo Pastor Willie Irizarry came from Puerto Rico in 1979 and established his residency in the Rochester area. Throughout the years, Pastor Irizarry has been an asset in the community through his volunteerism and community service efforts. Such efforts include volunteered as the community event coordinator for a local maximum facility for youth where he developed diverse and engaging programs for the residents, served on the Hispanic task force addressing educational and political issues in Rochester, worked with youth to develop community beautification proposals for the North Goodman section of Rochester, volunteered as a youth pastor for the Disciples of Christ Church, produced a local televised program about the effects of drugs and alcohol through the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependency, and served on the Cameron Community Ministries Board, where he implemented pilot programs to serve the needs of the community. Pastor Irizarry has given endless hours of dedication and commitment to serve our families and our community. Please join us in congratulating Pastor Willie. And to accept the award on his behalf is his wife and daughter. Congratulations. I think they got it. I thought they got it already. Okay.
thank you so much on behalf of my husband. It's really an honor for him to receive that. Unfortunately, his company called him in emergency to Atlanta, Georgia, so he's not in town. But thank you so much.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, Commissioner. Let's give another round of applause to our 5 recipients. And now I'm going to ask all our commissioners to please stand in our front, as our front audience to greet our high scholars and our superintendent to please join us. This is going to be good exercise since you've been sitting for a long time. Now you can stand and stretch. We are so honored to have our scholars be recognized this evening. So we're going to start with East High School. Principal Anabel Soler, is he here? Is anyone here from East? Ah, there he is. Great. If you can please come forward. I'm going to ask Mia to be over here. Carol Butron, is she here? Please come forward. Congratulations, Anna. Henzo Carillo. Sigue para adelante. Jonathan Gonzalez. Brian Santana. Jonathan isn't here. I'm sorry. Sigue para adelante. All from East High, let's give them a nice round of applause. You can stay up here. Edison Career and Technology High School Principal Brad Ziliax. Did I pronounce it correctly, I hope? If you can come forward. If you're not here, is there someone here from Edison? If not, Ricardo Marrero, if you're here, please come forward. We are here to support you. Sigue adelante. Natasha Bobe. Sigue adelante. And Danielle Sepulveda is not here, but let's acknowledge the students from Edison Career. Thank you. I'm going to ask the students not to leave. Please make sure you stay because we want to have a group picture with you and your families. Integrated Arts and Technology High School Principal Kevin Klein. Please come forward. Jaslyn Garcia. Sigue adelante. Leashla Reyes. Sigue adelante. Our Integrated Arts and Technology High School students with a 4.0. Let's give another round of applause, please. James Monroe High School Principal Vicky Ramos, please come forward. Ana Belial. Sigue adelante. Amanda Lara Sosa. Sigue adelante. Round of applause for James Monroe High School. And now Joseph Wilson Magnet High School Principal Uma Mehta. If you're here, please come forward. Damarilis Lara, please come forward. Sigue para adelante, mija. Round of applause for Wilson Magnet High School. Leadership Academy for Young Men Principal Wakili Moore. Ramiro Santiago, please come forward. Sigue para adelante, mijo. Northeast High School at Douglas, Principal Linus Gulori. Did I pronounce that correctly? See, I have issues too. Is he here? He's not here. Is the student here? Rael Ortiz? No? We'll make sure we mail it to his home. Let's give him a round of applause. School of the Arts, Principal Brenda Pacheco. Please come forward. Yolanda Santana, please come forward. Alfredo Aponte. No te olvides que me deja el nombre de tu mamá. Danisha Rodriguez. Sigue para adelante, mamá. Ms. Pacheco, I do want you to know that the students that come to me for Borinquen dance, they are really fabulous. Just want you to know that. They do great work. Let's give a nice round of applause, School of the Arts. School Without Walls, Principal Adonia Owens. Hagen Sela. Higan, perdón. Migdali Barro. Did I say that right? Rose Vega. Sigue para adelante. Let's give a nice round of applause, School Without Walls. School number 58, World of Inquiry, Principal Sherlani Webster. Is she here? Gerard Rodriguez. Jared Rodriguez. I better get it together here. Jared, perdóname, okay. Katiushka Velasquez. Did I pronounce that correctly? Did I pronounce it correctly? Okay, pretty good. Let's give a wonderful round of applause to School 58, World of Inquiry. Last but not least, Vanguard Collegiate High School Principal Bonnie Atkins, please come forward. Rihanna Medina. Sigue para adelante, mamá. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them all a nice round of applause. Vanguard Collegiate High School, School number 58, School Without Walls, School of the Arts, Northeast High School, Leadership Academy, Joseph Wilson Magnet, James Monroe, Integrated Arts and Technology, Edison Career and Technology, East High School. Let's give him a wonderful round of applause. Let's stand up. We want to acknowledge our students doing the right thing. It really takes a community to come together and support our wonderful young people, our leaders of the future, our leaders of today. We want to congratulate you for doing the right thing. We know and you know that education is key. And I will leave you with these words. Discipline is freedom. Don't ever forget that. Discipline is freedom. So keep those grades up, and I want to hear about you being at Stanford, those Ivy League schools, MCC. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you continue pursuing your dreams. We are here, as you can see. Look at this. This is a community. The community is here to support you. Congratulations. Muchas gracias. Can we get a nice group picture? I'm going to ask everyone to try to come as close as you can so he can try to get a nice group picture. Tom, if you can pull this off, I have to tell you, you are magnificent. We're not done yet. We have a few more things that we want to say before we wrap up. Beautiful. Gee, it would be nice if we had the Democrat and Chronicle here to capture the wonderful things that our kids are doing. No. So I'm going to ask the commissioners to have a seat, please, before we wrap up. Special thanks again to the parents, because without the parent support, the community, our kids would not be doing the great things that they're doing. Let's give them another round of applause. You may have a seat. Thank you. Before we wrap up, I just want to share a few thoughts. Special thanks to the trio that performed for us, the art display. I don't know if you had an opportunity to see the art display from school number 15, 25, 39, and Joseph Wilson Foundation Academy. Also, I want to give very special thanks to the Hispanic Heritage Committee. I know Dr. Vargas mentioned that I had been doing this for 25 years, but there is someone that I want to acknowledge that's been doing this for 31 years, and she doesn't know that I'm going to do this, but so quickly I'm going to ask all the committee members to please come forward. Wanda, Mia, Loma, Listening Queen, Lori, Julie, Ricky, Shanae, Tom, Margarita, Francine, Mark, Delia Almeida, Rosemary, Burnett. Please come forward, quickly, please. Don't give me a hard time. Burnett, please come forward. Julia, where is she? Delia. Remember, Dr. Vargas, it takes a team to make things work, and this is what it's all about. I could never do this alone. There's so many people that help make this a success, but the 31 years has been really, I just want Rosemary to understand that. We miss you this year, Rosemary. We miss you, and I just wanted you to know that we want to present this to you as a way to say thank you for all the things that you have done regarding Hispanic Heritage Month and celebrating 31 years of service with the Rochester City School District and the community. We love you. We miss you. You will always be our goddess sister. And then Before Commissioner White speaks, because I know I passed a little 6:30, I just wanted to share, Annette Ramos is hosting this Motown November 10th through the 15th at the Auditorium Theater that she's part of. And Borjan, this is for you. This is curriculum where she's going to be actually working with district students. This is going to be a fabulous production. So when Annette sends me more information, I will make sure that I circulate it with our bulletin and district-wide. So thank you, Annette, for your services with our district.
Now, before you go, buenas noches. Oh, you can do better than that.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Oh, come on. Do I have to do it in English? Good evening. It is a gorgeous evening because our students have just shown us how powerful our district is. So let's say good evening. All right. Now let me tell you something. I had Commissioner Campos translate that song, and I think the translation was How Beautiful the Flag. Is that right? Y'all, for those of you who weren't here, we had a trio singing a song. And I thought, yes, the song was beautiful, and the flag is equally as beautiful. But you know what was really beautiful to me? Our young people. Yes. Y'all can say amen. How do you say amen in Spanish? Amen. Say it again. Amen. Amen. How beautiful the smiles were of our young people when we recognized what they had done for their schools and in their community. That was beautiful. Amen? How beautiful, how absolutely beautiful to hear that our young kids had GPAs that exceeded many of us in this room. That was beautiful. Right? Amen. How beautiful, how absolutely positively beautiful it was to see a young person standing next to their mother, their father, their aunt, their uncle, their cousin, who had supported them in their journey. Amen. Amen. How beautiful, how absolutely beautiful, how absolutely beautiful it was to hear how America is enhanced. You have these people talking about immigration and bordering up the borders and building walls. Can you imagine how lesser this nation would be without the diversity in music that we heard today? How beautiful the music. How beautiful, it wasn't pretty watching me dance, but how beautiful the dance. Amen. There is nothing, absolutely nothing, no flag, not me, even my wife, is as beautiful as you are today. Gracias.
Okay, familia, if you're interested in staying for the Board of Education meeting, you're more than welcome to stay. Please help yourself with the food that's back there. And muchísimas gracias y que Dios bendiga a todos. Great job.